Right, morning guys. We are the 16th of July today and we're back on the soil. So that was the concrete thing. I was working just here before. We've now got all the top sort of taken off the banking. And I'm getting a bit too far that way. I'm having to move it twice and I don't like moving it twice to get it back to where I'm loading out from. Got a nice little hole. I just put it in and swing it round and onto the trailer that's normally behind me when I'm loading it, like. But yeah, I'm getting a bit far, so I'm scraping back down. Fingers crossed this will be the last of the soil. The job's, well, 80% done. There was just the gas board or whatever they are came back to connect the gas up, or were supposed to anyway. And they dug some trenches in it, and of course it's not worth, you can't landscape it when they're coming back and messing around with gas, because all they do is make a right mess of it and you have to do it again anyway, so we left it. So now we're just doing the last little bits where they've put some trenches in, and then I'll level it out sort of maybe this afternoon or tomorrow depending on how we get on. But it's quite surprising, this soil. This bank in here seems thus far down to be quite good. I've just taken, as you can see, is about I did a cut of about 6 foot from top at banking, which is sort of comfortable for this digger to be pulling it down, and now I'm just going to cut it back as low as I need to go, sort of thing. Do it in sort of cuts and keep it so I'm only moving it once other than putting it onto the trailer. You know, we got to keep it efficient, seeing as how we're only doing it with a 3-tonner. But that's what we're doing. I'll have a little bit of footage of this and a little bit of footage of levelling out. I mean, it's a boring old job, is levelling out. But that's what we're on with. Now this will be coming up after, so I guess they're almost hay making vids, but they're not. The stuff that I baled was way too wet. It had actually rained that morning, that Sunday morning that I baled it, and we were due for some more rain that night, so I thought, well, it's going to be crap stuff anyway, I'll just get it out of the field. There's only like 4 bales by the time we'd rebaled it and messed around, but yeah, it won't be going for out, it'll be going on the mucky. It was rubbish, which, I mean, it got like 4 inches of rain on it when it was just about ready to bale before, so what can you do? But it doesn't matter, it was only a test. Good job really, because obviously I got that new turner, which, touch wood, has been alright, and we seem to have fettled it, and it's getting quieter all the time with that gear that we're worn, but my baler's giving trouble now, which is just what we need. I'm gonna put it on my chest because he's back for another load, and I'll carry on yattering away in a minute. so as I was saying, my baler's, well, giving a bit of trouble. It's hard to tell. That field that I baled with it to test, like I say, it was wet. But I sort of had the same problem last year. I don't know if you'll ever, well, some of you'll have seen videos and some of you won't, but basically, no matter what I did with the tension on your two baled entity sort of springs at the back, no matter what I did with that, it was always packing more hay in one side of the bale than in the other. And yeah, it was making a real mess of it in this field because it was, well, I think because it was wet, like I say, but good job I did test. It was making a real mess of it to the point where the little wheel that sort of tells the baler how long the bale is as to when it should be tying the knots, that was in the side of the bale that wasn't getting any hay, and as such the teeth on that wheel weren't really connecting with the bale, so it was tying some long ones, some short ones, just sort of, there wasn't enough resistance. That wheel, you could sort of put your hand on it and spin the wheel around and obviously trip a knot. But we ended up turning the packer fingers round. For some reason they were on backwards, which is odd. They're a metal bar and there's one straight side and the other side sort of chinks in, kind of like that. And yeah, they were on the wrong way around, which, fingers crossed, means that now the right way around it should let go. Sort of the fingers go in a circle as they push it into the chamber, and now they should be on more sort of an angle so they let go sooner. That's the theory, but we couldn't get it to do it in practice, even with some dry stuff out of the barn. But it's never good sort of baling stuff that's been baled twice, because it gets chopped and it's too short. So I've done sort of all that I can with it to try and get it right, and we're just gonna have to see. Don't like it really, it's not. Well, then again, they say that about conventional balers, is they are never ever right. Yeah, but I can see a round baler in my future, especially if I'm just doing sort of the little bits for ourselves. I mean, they're a good bit more expensive, but when you think about it, if you're doing it for yourself and for sort of one or two customers that, well, I asked them about round bales and they weren't too fussed, sort of thing, is the extra work of little squares really worth it? Or would it be better just round baling it, struggling to get them into the barn, but at least it's struggling like with a machine rather than doing them by hand, you know? I don't know. Because our barn, I don't think you've probably haven't seen in our barn, but it's a pole barn, and there's I think they're about 13-foot squares, and there's 4 of them with 4 poles in the middle, and it's a nightmare to get anything in. I'd probably end up making a spike for this and just bring them to the door with tractor and then put them in with digger, but it's sort of hearsay at the moment. I'm not really sure. We'll have to see how this sort of season goes with little baler. But yeah, it did me head in last year, because of course when it starts making curved bales they won't go through bloody sled, and there's no worse than being in and out sort of every 4 or 5 bales to get one pushed through sledge. And of course if you leave it you end up with 10 bales to dig out of the sledge rather than one to just turn. But I don't know, it is what it is. We'll see how this year goes. I'll probably, if I'm gonna get a round baler, I'll try and get one end of this year when everybody's finishing and they're, you know, people know that you don't need it straight away. And prices might go down a little bit then. But aside from that, I mean, Mo wants a new set of blades putting on, but I'll put them on when I put it on to go and mow. Like I said, Turner should be alright. Touch wood. Yeah, that's it really. Just wait for the weather now. It was annoying. I was meant to be doing it last week, or last weekend. Well, say last weekend. It feels like a long time ago. It was only Saturday, Sunday. We're on Tuesday now. And yeah, bloody thunderstorms were forecast, so I thought against it, and we sort of got them, but not really. But hindsight is crystal clear, as they say. I'm going to try again for next weekend. Keep an eye out weather and hope. But I need to get some soil moved, but it's a bit hard talking and digging at the same time. I'm sort of, I can do one job at a time, but I just can't yatter on and dig at the same time. It's too much work for the old noggin. So I'll leave it there. I mean, I think you've seen enough of sort of loading. It's all the same. I'll try and get a bit of levelling out, either later on today or tomorrow, but we'll see. There's not a huge amount of levelling out to do, like I say, but probably for the best, because it's not a very interesting job. So right, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.